just welcome you back. I'm just gonna do episode 4, and I know I'm kind of doing all these right here within a short period of time because I kind of let the ball drop. As I said in episode 3, I should have been done with all of these a long time ago. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't do these videos. This video right here is gonna be inspired by a young lady that attended the school that I'm currently employed by right now. I'll just say this: I've been teaching. I've been in education for 10 years. Within those 10 years, had to make a few visits to a couple funerals for some students. Not saying that is, I don't want anybody to think saying that's a good thing. That's not what you want to do. Bury someone that's or have to attend a funeral of someone that's younger than you, especially those that are your students. So this video here was kind of inspired by one student in particular, and I'll say this: my first year teaching, I was back home at Shannon, and we had to lay down my first cousin, and then shortly after that, another student. So that was a rough year. But anyway, moving on to just this past year, a couple years ago, we lost someone. When you come across some students that you can just see Jesus in them, just pure love in them, and man, this student right here was very dear to me. Her mom, and before I even post this video, I'm probably gonna ask her mom if it's okay for me to post it. I don't want to make a video about this student and then her mom see it and get mad at me and upset. I just want to make sure. So I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna make sure that everything's okay for you guys to see it. So you watching this, I probably got permission. But this student was one of those that she didn't want to see you have a bad day. And I can remember when she was in junior high, in my current place of employment, I had a few bad days, and she would always come up, and you can just see the light of Jesus just shining through her. She would come up and say some type of little corny little joke, just to try to get you to laugh, get you to smile. And even when in those moments where you were struggling with something that wouldn't allow you to smile, she would try to her best to get you to, hey, you love me, don't you? Don't you love me? Just to get you to crack a smile and yeah, I love you. And so, man, that right there is something that, it's God sent. I feel like that right there is a prime example of someone young and the youth walking in such a way, in such a light that God and Jesus, they're just shining all through them. And when you run into someone like that, man, it changes your life. It changes your view on everything that you're dealing with. Once you're able to see someone, especially that young, walking in such a way of faith, man, that you want to completely change the way you're dealing with stuff. And so I look at this, and I look at the situation, and this was inspired because me and her mom had a conversation just this past week about it. She's kind of going through some things, and we just had a flashback moment of this student. And man, in that moment, we both was she was dealing with something on her side, I was dealing with something on my side. But even in that moment, just remembering her daughter brought both of us such a joy and happiness, just because that memory of just how seeing the light in her and how she brought it out of you, man, made everything better. And so, it just got me to thinking about when we're going through stuff, uh, what are we really focused on? Why are we so worried when we know that we have Jesus in our life? We can fall back and we can just give all our burdens over to the Lord. Man, it just got me to just really thinking about how much we allow things out of our control to affect our day. So, I got to thinking, and I was in a good mood after having that 5-minute conversation with her. But I got to thinking about it, and another one of my students sent me a scripture, and boom, it clicked right there. And it's just over in James. I'm still in James 1. I'm gonna read this first part of it, and it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters." This is James 1, starting at verse 2. "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete and not lacking anything." So, man, in that moment, I was like, oh, man, the stuff that we're going through, the stuff that we're dealing with, is meant for us to fight through that test in such a way that we're matured to the point of completeness, to where we're not really to the point where we don't know how to handle things anymore. The only way that you know how to handle a situation is to go through it. So I just figured that out, because where I'm at right now, as far as my ministry, I'll say this: I should have been involved in the ministry a long time ago, but God didn't just, hey, you need to do this, you better come on, because He knew there were some things that I had to go through in order for me to get to the point where I am now. So those trials and all that temptation and all that stuff allowed me to mature into the person that I am today, so that I can walk in the way that I'm supposed to walk. And no, I'm not saying I'm walking in this perfect life. I'm not this perfect individual, and never will be, because that's not how we were made. But I will say this, and this is the verse that my student sent me. Madison Shump sent me this on Friday before my ball game, my last ball game of the season. She sent me this verse and said, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." Man, so man, this ministry of teaching, this ministry that I'm involved in, God's work, has blessed me with some students that has allowed me to grow so much spiritually. You can look at these kids and think, man, they don't know what they're talking about. That's no. You understand that God will call you from your youth. God, they're pure. You get what I'm saying? The only way we gonna get to heaven is we get hearts like them. So, man, you got to understand that there's things that you're gonna go through. There's gonna be trials and stuff that's set in place that you got to be willing to press through them, right? You got to be able to press through them, because things are going to happen in your life that's going to cause you to question and wonder exactly, why you here, what you're supposed to be doing here. But if you would just trust God and allow Him to guide you through, push you through those situations, because you're being tested. It's a test. I watched a sermon online that says you need to prepare for your test. You need to take the test, and then you need to pass the test. So, man, you got to get to that point to where you're not overlooking things. You're not afraid to go through things, because those trials and those tests are meant for you to mature. I said it the other day, man. You need to stand firm in your failures, because they're part of your growth process. So you may think that you have failed at life. No, you didn't fail. you just got to keep pressing on. You got to keep pushing, praying until something happens. You gotta keep pushing your way through life, because once you come out of it, that's your growth process. Once you come out of it, you've matured to another level. And so that's how you got to keep looking at it. So once you're going through these things, man, you can't allow anything to just continue to break you down, you know. So again, man, this video right here was so inspired just because of the student, and I'll say the student is her name's Maggie Riley, man. We lost her in a car wreck last summer, a couple summers ago, man, and it hurt the school as well as her family. You know, she was such a sweet young lady. So this conversation that I had with her mom this past Friday, man, just inspired me to, you know, just reflect on the relationship that I had with her, and just how much she blessed my life, you know. So man, I'm just thankful for, you know, students like that. So even in, you know, because teachers go through stuff that, you know, we're not gonna sit and talk about with our students, but you know, those kids can see straight through your lies. So you can sit here and say, "Oh, I'm good all day." They know. So man, I was just blessed to be able to have her in my life at that moment, to where she was just so full of Jesus that she just wanted to see you happy. You know, it wasn't about her, but our relationship grew to the point to where when she was going through stuff, you know, I kind of flipped the script on her. So you kind of, you know, it was me building her up, you know, so we kind of had that small little bond where when she was going through something, even when she wasn't in my class anymore, she would come in, you know, just to talk about certain things. It didn't matter if she got the issue solved or not. She just wanted to get it out, and we talked and we laughed, joked, and she walked on, you know. But that's the type of thing you got to be doing. It's not so much about you, but just being able to lift others up, man. So you're going to have someone come into your life, man, that's going to be a part of your test. And how you respond to them, or what you receive from them, is going to be how well you mature in that situation, or what's your growth in that situation. So don't be afraid to allow God to just show up and work in your life, even though you don't recognize what's going on. You know, you got to be willing to let God be God and let him work. So, man, like I said, blessed are the ones who persevere under trial. You got to be willing to stand strong in your tests. So you're gonna be tested. Each and every one's gonna go through something. If you haven't gone through anything, keep your eyes open. More than likely, something's gonna come. Something is gonna come your way that you got to be spiritually ready for. So if I was you, I would start seeking the Lord, regardless if you're going through it right now, regardless if you have nothing going on, and stay close to God's presence. I would seek his face every single day. That's my advice to you. Again, Miss Riley, man, I'm thankful for Maggie, and I miss her. I just wanted to kind of let you know, just from my heart, man, that she had such a huge impact on me. I'm sure she touched so many others in her lifetime. And man, I know right now she's up there probably talking to Jesus. So tell me you love me. I can just, you know, that's just Maggie. And so, man, I'm just thankful for the opportunity that I had to be around that angel. So again, man, y'all have a blessed day.